How to prepare cash flow statement. So we have understood what is a cash flow statement. We have understood there are three types of cash flows. Number one, cash flow from the operating activities. We have understood that within the cash flow from the operating activities, there are two components. The component number one is the cash flow from the profit which you are earning from your operations, and component number two is changes in your working capital. So if there's a decrease in the net working capital, it's a good sign. That means company has not only generated cash from the profit, but company has also generated cash because of the efficient management of working capital. So that is your cash flow number one, that is cash flow from the operating activities. Cash flow number two is from the investing activities. Cash flow number three is from the financing activities. Now friends, if we have to prepare the cash flow statement, how do we do it? And this is how we do it. So first of all, please remember, and you all as company secretaries may not be responsible in your organizations for drawing the financial statements, but for sure you can always get involved in the process of the finalization, the process of preparation of the P&L and balance sheet and the cash flow statement. So how do you prepare the cash flow statement? So for preparing the cash flow statement, you need two things. Number one, you need the balance sheet of 2 years. So for example, you will need a balance sheet for the year 22-23, and you will need a balance sheet for the year 23-24 if you have to prepare the cash flow statement for the year 23-24. Assuming that you are making a profit and you are making a cash flow statement for the year 23-24, of course there are few days to still to go, but assuming that whenever it is happening you are making a cash flow statement for the year 23-24, you will need balance sheet of 2 year, that is 22-23 and 23-24. And you will also need one more statement, that is the profit and loss statement, and the profit and loss statement is going to be for the year 23-24. That's number one. Number two, you have to also remember few rules, and I would like all of you to focus on these rules, because these rules, though they are very simple, when you apply them, they become quite confusing. But if you understand them, I'm sure you will not have any difficulty, and in any case we are going to do it together. So rule number one is increase in an asset is use of funds. That means if your asset is increasing, short term or long term, current asset or non-current asset, doesn't really matter, it is use of funds. Number two, decrease in an asset is source of cash. So if an asset is decreasing, that means it is an indication that it is a source of cash. It is a source of cash. So if your inventory is going down, that means it is an indication that your cash inflow is increasing by the amount by which the inventory has gone down. Rule number three, decrease in liability is use of cash. Decrease in liability is use of cash. So obviously your term loan was 100 crore, it has come down to 50 crore. It means what? It means you have repaid 50 crores worth of term loan. That means what? That means 50 crore of cash has gone out of the business. So that is your rule number three, and that is decrease in liability is use of cash. And finally, increase in liability is a source of cash. So if you take a loan, what happens? You get cash, isn't it? So when you're taking a loan, so when your liability is increasing, correspondingly, it is a source of cash to the business. So friends, these are the 5 things that you need to remember, or the 4 things that you need to remember. This in any case you will have to have for making the cash flow statement. Now let us do it together. So how do I prepare the cash flow statement? How do I prepare the cash flow statement? Now before we start making this cash flow statement, if there is any question pertaining to the rules that I have just spoken, Shivam, we can take couple of questions relating to the rules, because I want everyone to be completely clear about these rules.